Already it's that time again. Yes, welcome everybody. Here we are. Hey, Steve, the retired hobby tech guy, and today we're coming to you live from South Korea. If you're watching this live, and we're talking about the new hobby haul that I had. I ordered some stuff from Amazon, got some little things to make life a little bit easier, and I saw a gadget that I was like, oh, I love my gadgets. I love my 3D printer, which is a big gadget, my resin printer, which is a medium sized gadget, and this gadget is a heat inset insert kit for putting knurled, like quarter-inch 20 or whatever female threads into 3D printed objects. Yeah, this is going to be the Amazon. Got it from Amazon. Going to do an unboxing and an overview of this system. So with that, let's take a look at the Amazon and see what we see. So here it is. It ends up, it is a vertical heat press machine heat inset tool, height 220 millimeters. And if you kind of figure the math, 100 millimeters, about 4 inches, so that's 8 and some change, with heat set tips M2 to M8, base metric knurled nuts for threaded inserts for plastic and 3D printing components. Say that 5 times fast. So anyway, it ends up, we're going to have a little heating iron there that we end up seeing. We've got the insets and, obviously some 3D printed parts. I was thinking about printing one myself and doing that, but then I was like, then I got to buy some aluminum struts or that whatever that stuff is there. And I was just like nuts and bolts and the whole 9 yards. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not feeling it. I'll just spend $50 and boom. Bob's your uncle. So pretty good. So 210 millimeters plus, and and then you have the tip, which is 70 millimeters. So you've got a fair amount of distance on doing some stuff like this. So I decided to go ahead and do this. Reasonable layout. We'll see how it goes. The reviews are pretty decent. There's like 503, and it's ranked at 68% for 5 stars. So that was kind of like close enough to 70%. So I thought that was good enough. So what we're going to end up doing. A lot of people said it works well, and that's what we ended up getting. So what we're going to end up doing now is we're going to go back. And I'm going to do a little bit of transition because I have to move the mic and the chair over there. So with that, you can just go ahead and peruse this, and then I'll move some stuff, and then we'll go to the overhead. So go ahead and do that. One of these days, I'm going to everything sort of professionalized. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And now that we've got all that, now we can go to the overhead screen. So, welcome back. It's been a long time. And I think what I can end up doing, I also have my tablet up here. And so what I can do is I can start going through and I can check out the live stream. And if I got it, maybe. Live videos, latest videos. I don't know. Might not be popping up here. We'll have to go back and we'll see how this works out. Because maybe, no. I don't know. Anyway, it had some interesting complications with the computer since I got back from vacation from Vietnam. Seems like I had a lot of technical problems, not only with my Mac, but also with my Windows laptop. So, it is what it is. We'll do one last videos live Seriously? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, if somebody leaves some comments, we'll be able to check this out. This is what we end up having is the 3D ZW Man. ZW Man. ZW12L heat pressing machine. And yeah, okay. So we got a packing list. We got some paperwork, some N5, iron handle, clamp, whatever. Some wrenches. We got some simple step guide. So we'll take a look at that. We can throw that over into the corner, clean that up later. And as you can see, they spared no expense. This is like, ooh, but it's got a nice silicone cover on it, so that's not bad. I like that. Little simple screw on. Yeah, nothing really extraordinary out of all this. Let's see, what else do we got? We got a bag of nuts and parts, so I'll put that there. We got the heat inserts, so we have a different variety of those. We've got like a clamp in here, a couple of screws, and I'm assuming, yeah, these are cast. They're plastic, so they're plastic molded. They're not 3D printed, which is kind of what I was thinking it was going to be, but it's not. Let's see. The obligatory wrench and Allen set that we end up having. So we got those. Put everything together. We got an aluminum frame there. So I thought that was going to be plastic. And then all of this is aluminum. Nice. That moves really well. And there's a capture thing right there. Do we have two of them or just one? Seems like there's just one in there. So we got that. Let's put that there. And last but not least, we have the base plate, which is also, that's aluminum. So, yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I thought a lot of these pieces, I kind of, when I was looking at different pictures and stuff, I saw these and I thought these were going to be injection molded plastic, but I thought some of this stuff was going to be 3D printed, but it's not. So I'm kind of happy with that. Let's get a little swig of the latte. Like I said, it ends up that we went to Vietnam and they have awesome coffee. I'm just saying, awesome coffee. So we got like a lever handle, we got that. We got a variety of nuts. And the inserts we won't need, these we might need. I'm going to take a wild guess. We got the Allens, so we're good on that. And according to the instructions, that's it right there. Packing list, instructions, and what we're going to end up doing is putting the gantry onto the base and secured with 4 M512 bolts. And so we will get 5 of these, and they're going to come up through the bottom, imagine. And what is going to be the top? Okay, this is going to be the top because it has a spring. So it's going to go like so, like that. So what we'll end up doing, and it does have 4 screw holes. So that is good to know. What we'll end up doing see if this makes this easier. I'm not sure. But I'm a sucker for gadgets. And to be honest with you, do I really need this? I mean, I've already done heat insets with my regular soldering iron, and it's just like, you know, just gotta hold it and put it in there, press it, and you're done. But I was like, ooh, gadget. Let's do the gadget thing. And let's see how this goes. So, one. This one. Oh, I dropped it. No. Thought it was going to save time. Not too bad. Get that, and here's the other one. It didn't hit the floor, so it doesn't count as dropping, right? Let's go in there pretty good. Can screw those on there, like so. Tighten those up. And this actually has the ball end, so that's nice. Okay, boom. Step one is done. Step two, we're actually going to put together what we end up seeing here is we have this piece, we have this piece, and we have these go through. My question is, then we have the handle, which goes on there, which connects with a M512 also. So let's go ahead and do that first. My question is, how is this supposed to connect? Because we've got this like that. That's going to slide in there. Oh, okay. So there's the, on that side, we end up having the female. So marry those holes up like that, but we need to put in our little thing here. And we like so-ish. So it ends up that it's flush with that, and then we have the that shows that it's on this. Okay. So, okay, I see. I see, said the guy who's looking at the picture. That is so rinky-dink. It's a 60 watt, 110, 240. So I could actually plug this into 220. And because I live in Korea, that's what we end up having is 220. But I think I'll be all right. Let's go ahead and put this back on there. Slide this into place. So get the other Allen going. And I could do that. Or do I want to have it facing, and this one, it doesn't really matter. You can have it face the front or the side. I just have it face the front. It's a little tough. Not bad. So that's nice and sturdy. So we got that. And well, what do we got next? We've got step 3, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different parts to it. And what we'll end up doing do it just like the picture says. And there on this we have the 4 holes on here, and that marries up with the female here. And that is going to be dun dun dun. Another swig of latte. I made a good latte today. It was really good. So we got that. So I don't think there's really any good way to do this, because we got to put this up to get those holes. So we got 4 of these. I can't get it in the hole. Well, I can. It just takes a little bit. And so far, everything's lining up pretty good. So this seems to be working well. That one's a little tough. Our trip to Thailand was pretty good. Or not Thailand, Vietnam was pretty good. Seriously? Really? You know, the other gadget I need to get is a cordless. That would be nice. But our trip to Thailand, or Vietnam, our trip to Vietnam was a good trip. We went to Hanoi for a few days, and then we took a 10-hour train to Sapa. We took a night sleeper train, and then we got to Sapa, and then we went to Phanxipan, which is the highest mountain in Indochina. And Vietnam in Sapa has that cable car. It's like 6 kilometers long. It is like the world's longest cable car. So that was really good. Had some great views. And yeah, that was kind of interesting. Let's see, what else do we got? We've got this thing here, which looks like it's a stop. Oh, okay. That's what that piece is. So you can have a stop on here. Ah, okay. See that? You loosen it up, move that down, so you don't ruin your tip. Nice, I like that. And what is the other thing we ended up having? this piece, which has got to go on one of these, because the spring has got to connect to so we get the spring here, and that rotates, but okay, let's see what happens. And then according to the picture, so we're going to have another screw. Oh, I need to take one screw out, because it's going to have that, which is this right here. Is that the same? Yeah, they're all the same. So, is that the top one? Nope, that's the bottom one. So that will go there. And that is going to fit onto there. And we'll screw that into the hole. So let's see how this goes. Popping through the other side. I think we're good to go on that. And then the other piece, this piece, this goes on that one. And I think that's for the cord. I think that's what it is. Alrighty. Up the air conditioning a little bit. So I'll do that. And this is going to go over. Insert the iron wire into the arc clamp and secure it into the corresponding hole with screws. Okay, so it's got to go on the top. So yeah, this kind of holds it. So what I'll end up doing, I'll just take this and I'll just set this so that way it won't hit the tip. We just have it set so it's got like a few millimeters. And then what we'll end up doing is that. But why would you do that and then you have the cord there? If you bring this up, you're still going to, I guess, to give you enough room. I don't know, I think you'd probably want to have it up here on the top. As long as you've got enough room. I think I'm going to put this little wire thing on the top, because I really don't see the need. I don't see the need to put it on here. I could, maybe what they're talking about is this. And so you slide it through there. And then you have this, have it connected up to there. So as this goes up and down, loosen that up. So it can go like that. So it's kind of like a strain relief, but you can still pinch the wire there, which but then again, if you do it over the top, you're going to have a lot of that cable. So like if you have it up here, I don't know, I think that's better. Because at least if it goes all the way up here, then you're not going to catch the cable in here. So I think I'm going to put that strain relief. And since it goes all the way down there, it's about as low as it go, and we still have some slack. Yep. Change. So like so. Maybe just a tad more. And we'll be good to go. Come on. Will it fit? Yes, it fits. Yeah, it's a lot better. It'll still, you can still get some slack in there. It's not going to really crimp down on that wire, which is good. But that ends up, runs nice. And then, I'm not sure what this is for. I mean, these go on your, on the nuts back here to run your wheels. So those are good. So again, just another tool in the in the box of Allen wrenches and everything else. So, and then, so you can set, so have your set here, so you can set that so you can have your spring action. So depending on the depth of the item that you're putting your inset into, set it there for grins, but it doesn't catch. Interesting. Because it should be. You really got to crank down on that. So there it is. It's smooth, that's for sure. I mean, there's a tiny bit of wiggle in there, but I mean, that's good enough for government work, just to go ahead and get that going. So yeah, I think that works out good. And then we have the inserts for the different sizes. So there it is, folks. That's what we end up having. And we have a screw left over. Where does the screw go? Oh no. I wish companies would say, hey, we're throwing in a couple of extras. It would be nice to know that. I guess I'll just throw this one on the top just to balance that out. You got one on one side. You have one on the other, and we're good to go. All of these other ones those are connected up, so we should be good. So there it is. Little unboxing, little put together an assembly of this system here. And with the soldering iron part, if you hit, there's a plus and minus in the red button. And then if you hit this, the pound, they call that the pound, the red button, twice, you'll switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So a long press will be your on and off. Short press twice will switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit, so that's kind of good. And boom, there it is. Nothing too exciting. Another little gadget to throw on the shelf. Like I said, I didn't really need this because I have a soldering iron. I just threw the, you know, instead of having this special, I could have just bought some inserts. Well, no, you wouldn't have to because you'd have to have a special end on that. So I'd have to buy something like a kit like this for my soldering iron and then do that. But yeah, I'm a gadget guy. So it ends up, this will work a lot better. I've done some other inset stuff on a couple of items. Let me show you. Let me go get it. So for example, this is a tablet holder that I 3D printed, PLA. And so in other words, you can set your tablet in here, adjust this, and screw this down. Can't remember where I got it. But basically, as you can see here, what I ended up doing was basically just putting this knurled inset, which is a 1/4-20, and what I ended up doing is taking that, putting it on my soldering iron. So I had my soldering iron, put the threaded insert, and kind of held it in place as it heated up. And then this hole is I think it was 7.5 millimeters, and it's like an 8 millimeter inset outside, the diameter. And so I just took the soldering iron and then I put the tip in the hole and the threaded insert kind of went in there, and then I just kind of pushed it down, and we can actually see where it came out, the tip right there. And unfortunately, we got a little bit of that, but that's where this comes in, because when you have the proper tips on this, like you see here, you're not going to have the long tip that's going to punch through and go through your model. So that's the benefit of having these threaded heat inserts, so that doesn't happen. But I mean, did I absolutely need this? No, I didn't need it. Did a pretty decent job. This is the first one I did. I just kind of put it in there, and then I just turned it and, kind of inset a little bit too much. But it works. It's a 1/4-20. It works on my camera gear, like on a tripod connector, uses a 1/4-20. So that was good to go. But with this, I mean, this would be a little bit high to do this one. Oh, I gotta reset that. So, yeah, I could probably do that, maybe. Let's see. We went all the way. Yeah, we could do that. So, yeah, with the threaded insert, we could change that out, put this on there. As a matter of fact, we'll take off this here. Okay, that's our collar. And there is our soldering head. And we can replace that with this long piece here. As if you notice, they have basically the same diameter, but it's a little bit shorter. And so what we would end up doing, let's just take a look. What would that threaded insert be? Yeah, it was too big. Assuming that one right there, 1/4-20, yeah, that would work. Let's see, just kind of curious, really, is that one too big? Oh, it's just, no, that is it, that could work, yeah, that's it right there. So then what we'll end up doing, we just screw on that on, like so. And then we would take this. Of course, now the color has to come off, so I have to do this. Drop that in there, and then we can screw this in there. Boy, that's kind of a weird. a weird thing because you have to take this off and then to put this on and then screw it on, but that doesn't seem right. And that is a horrible design because you won't be able to get this secure enough because you don't have anything to grab on this. And so this goes over this edge here. The collar is what's going to, well, maybe it'll work. We'll see if this puts enough tension on it. Well, yeah, maybe it does work. Maybe it will. Yes, it actually does. Okay. Yep. Even though it turns that collar a little bit, that's secure enough. We could even use the silicone sock on there to protect that, and we could do our insert, and we're good to go. Alrighty. So there it is, folks. What we ended up getting is our heat inset pressing machine that we got off of Amazon. And that slides really nice. So the good thing with this is that when you're doing your heat inset, like I was doing this one, it's a little off. And so it's a little tilted because when I put it down and it kind of tilted up a little bit and I had to kind of readjust it, and so you can see how that wasn't like perfect. So with something like this, it's plumb, and so when you put that insert into the hole of your model, you're going to get a plumb, you know, left, right, center, up and down, the whole 9 yards, and you're not going to have this canted, you know, thing with your inset. So yeah, okay, kind of cool. I like that. And pretty much I think the only thing I'm going to be using is a 1/4-20, which is this. And seriously. And then I don't know, I'll probably just tape this to the back up here or something. So, or maybe the other side. Just kind of tape it. That way you got all the parts. We're good to go. But there it is. So, again, runs pretty smooth. Actually, that's really nice. I like that. So there it is. Throw some heat, do your insets, and you are good to go. So there it is. That is what we ended up doing. So we'll leave that here, and what I'll do is go back to the desk. We'll do a little bit of a transition thing. So while I move the mic and the chair, you all can hit the like and subscribe button. Dun, 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 dun. I hope everybody's been having a good day. We enjoyed our vacation. Okay, I think we're about ready. So, in a 3, 2, 1, boom, here we are. Okay, so anyway, it ends up that the heat inset thing that we got going on seems to work out pretty well. Kind of enjoyed it. Again, I'm a gadget person, and you can find it on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box. Or actually, what I could end up doing, I haven't tried it out yet. Of course, I'll have to do that. But heat inset kit, because that whole title is just absolutely crazy. So look in the comments section for this, and you'll be able to find that link. You can check that out. Again, we're going to be trying this. What I like about it is usually when I buy something off of Amazon, if it has a rating of about 70% or higher, that's usually what I kind of go, it gives me that warm fuzzy. So with that, this is 68%, 4.4 stars out of 5. So I was like, okay, that's good enough. Worst case scenario, if the soldering iron on this thing craps out, I could probably measure and retrofit my other soldering iron to fit this and make a collar printed out on the K2 Plus, and we'd be good to go. So yeah, either way, if this lasts for a while, I'm good with it. If not, and I have to print another collar so that my soldering iron can fit into this thing, then I'm good with that too. So, and this saves a lot of time. You know, there was other ones that were cheaper. Like there's one, if we check out the page, let's say, where is that? I think there it is. There we go. So this one was $49.98, and then you had another one. Let's see. Let's get to the picture. So we had one that just had like the soldering iron and the inserts. That was like $20. Then you had that one there that looks a little bit different as far as it's kind of a different little setup there. I didn't like that setup because of the arm was so long, and I mean it's not like it's terribly long, but you're going to have a little bit more movement, and so that's why I went with the other one. And some of them have more parts and stuff. I don't know. I thought this one would be the best. So, or how much? Oh, it was $39. Is that what did I order? View the order. I think this was the, did I ended up with the $49 one. So, not too bad. But then that one, the $39 one, that's basically the same thing, and I wonder what's different with that. So maybe I spent a little bit too much money. Oops. But anyway, here nor there. I don't know really what the difference is. The spring's on the side. Okay, so it's a single arm. Basically, it's a single arm on that one for the $39 one. Okay, I got it. So anyway, if you want to check that out, the link is in the comments section of this video. So you can check that out. But other than that, I'm happy so far with it. I'm going to be doing some tests and trying to find out the right size for like quarter 20s. The heat inserts that I have, the knurled inserts that I have, and just kind of do a little bit of testing to find out, if it's 8 millimeters in diameter. It seems like the 7.5 millimeter hole seems to be working well. That was a recommendation. Sometimes it was like 7.75. So I think anywhere in between there, as long as you can get the color of that threaded insert into close to the hole, and it's going to melt enough because of the heat of the inset tool, and then you'll be able to push that in there, and you'll have all of that filament melted to hold that knurled inset in there. So yeah, I mean, you can do it with a soldering iron. I did it on that piece that I showed you, and a couple others that I've done, doing like some camera mounts that I printed out, and it works well, but it's just kind of off, and it's kind of like you got to flip it, and it doesn't hold it. This thing looks really nice, and it seems that'll definitely give me better results. So the link, I'm not affiliated. I used to have the Amazon thing, but I guess because I moved to Korea, they canceled my affiliate store, whatever, when I do links or whatever. So it is what it is. But there's the link. Buy it if you want it. If you don't, that's cool too. I just want to do a video and show you what we got going on. But this is supposed to heat up to 500 degrees Celsius. So if you know anything about like PLA or ASA or ABS and things like that, this will definitely get you up to those temperatures that you need to inset those knurled pieces into your models. So you've got, can be used for PLA, PETG, ABS, PPS, PP, and more. Yeah, okay, good to go. And then for threaded inserts, you can also see, like over here, you can also buy threaded insert kits that have, online, you can find the different threaded insert kits, and, like at assorted kit of these things. M2, M25, 3, 4, 5, 6 female thread knurled for 3D printing and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty good. It ends up double-sided slant rolling pattern, the whole 9 yards. And there you can see how that works. And the thermal insertion. Thermal insertion? Amazing. So, yeah, just kind of some cool stuff. You can do your own circuit breakers and little switches, which I've done in the past. So, anyway, with that, we're going to finish out this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I just finished printing out a Ripper helmet, which I don't have here because it's drying. We did a little formation with that. A great tip from a guy named Ferrithus. I was thinking about getting a heat gun, and he says, no, just get some hot water. And hot water, still, I wouldn't burn myself. And then it was just like, whoop, mask just folded. And it was like, oh, okay, this is so much easier. So now I have a Ripper mask that was off by like, from one edge of the mask to the other was like 150 millimeters, and I needed it to be 170. And I was like, oops, I thought I resized it, but apparently I didn't in Creality Print. Matter of fact, let me go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So here is the Ripper mask. The Ripper mask turned out really, really good. I mean, look at that. Let me move this down, and we'll make this small, like that. The Ripper mask from Borderlands, which is on printables, and look at that. That's 0.16 layer line. It's got a few water droplets on there, and I did some variable height adjustment on the top there, so we don't have crazy work to do on this. Still got a little bit of water in there, so I just got to drain that out. But basically what ended up happening is that this was too narrow, and I was like, oh no, because it was 150, which is that right there, which is like, it was really tight. So apparently, yeah, it wasn't good enough. So putting it in hot water, it wasn't boiling hot water. I just used hot water from the spigot in the kitchen, and we have a on-demand water heater, and so the water gets pretty hot. You can still, touch it, but I mean, you wouldn't want to touch it for long. I put this thing in there for like 10 seconds or something like that, and I was just like, whoop, and I was like, whoa, and now this ends up it's 177 millimeters across. So now, if we take a look at that, it was 177, and with that, this thing fits perfect. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is gonna be good, and I'm really looking forward to doing the cell shading on this. Different type of paint scheme. I have never done anything like that before. Some people know that I have painted like miniatures and things like that, just by watching YouTube videos. So that was kind of a cool thing to do. And so now I'm going to expand into some cosplay stuff. And this Ripper mask, I think that cell shading, coloring in that Borderlands, that type of thing is going to be so cool. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go see if I can find some rattle cans for kind of like the tan, khaki type, And then what we'll end up doing, we've got some other paints and stuff, but for the majority of this, I mean, I could airbrush this, but that's a lot to airbrush. And I saved pretty much that stuff. This is big, so I think what I'll end up doing is getting a rattle can, and we'll do that. So with this, we don't need any heated inserts on like the thing that we just unboxed, but if I do, I could always do that because I have the heat, the heat inset kit that I got off Amazon. So anyway, that's going to be it. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. That would be the best thing that you could do for me, is to like this video. Even if it just didn't blow your socks off, you spent a little bit of time, you might have seen something you liked. Heat inset kit, okay. Ripper mask, okay, that was kind of cool. But we'll just kind of leave it at that. So here is the final exit screen. Email address, shoot me an email, say hi for whatever reason, retired in Korea, 3D printing, miniature painting, all that stuff, just to say hi. I always answer the email. If you want to buy me a coffee, got a bunch of people over here that bought me coffees. That's in the description box as well. But like I said, the best thing that you can do is to like and subscribe to the channel. And I would really, really appreciate that. So we're going to do the upcoming things that we have is going to be the Ripper mask. And matter of fact, today I'm going to go get some 2-in-1 filler spray paint. So we will work on that. And then we also have the Doomslayer mask. Now that was printed at a 0.2 millimeter and it needs a lot of processing. So I think from here on out, any helmet that I'm going to print is going to be at 0.16 millimeter. Yeah, it's a few more hours, but so much less processing than I would have to do with sanding and so on and so forth. It really minimizes on the back end. So we're going to do that. Okay, that's it. With that said, take care. We'll see you on the next video. Peace. Yeah, I think that turned out good. Good stuff.